Welcome back to Sussex Farms for episode 25 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, field 6 has been sorted. I used the new agramash, kind of de-weeded it, then cultivated it and then went over it again. So that's got 2 fertilising states on it now. Happy with that. I've done a couple of contracts, as you've probably just seen. A couple of transport jobs. I've just got a call for some late night air. Hopefully by the morning we'll be good to go. I just need to get my finances up a little bit for what I've got planned. Hopefully, it's not so much I haven't got the money to do it now, I have, but I don't want to leave myself short, which is potentially a problem. But I need Jim's tanker to do air, so I'm going to grab that. And this is going to the purified water company, so I've got to go and buy the air first, and then we'll go from there. Right. Couple of things to remember, or to remind everyone before I go into the night, is that I got rid of all those bales, didn't I, at the biogas plant, so the money will go up a bit. I don't know by how much, but because we'll get paid for that at midnight, which will be nice. What else? Oh yeah, I was going to mention my PlayStation community. The guys on there, I don't get on there often enough, and I just feel terrible. I said my community kind of coordinator, the guy that helps me do it all, Nick, is an absolute legend. And I keep saying to him, I'm so sorry with all the social media and all the stuff that I'm doing, and you know, having a family and trying to. I'm not making excuses. It just is what it is. You know, it's life, isn't it? And I always kind of come on and think, oh, I haven't been on the community. I need to get on there and chat to people. And they're a brilliant community on there. On my PlayStation community, they get on and they chat and they swap information around. They're a great bunch of guys on there. So just want to give them a massive shout out and say, if you're on my PlayStation community, you're a cracking bunch. I do go on and read through the comments sometimes. I don't always comment on the comments and the pictures and all the stuff that everyone's putting on there. And a massive thanks to Nick. So cannot thank you enough, mate. So I'm going to get the air. I'll go up and I'll sell that, so the money will go up a little bit again. And then I will now see you probably in the morning. Fingers crossed for a few positives. It's always nice to wake up to some positives. We'll see how we get on. But let's get this sorted out first. It's going to be a bit of an outlay first of all, but not too bad. And then in the morning, I also want to talk to you about Jim's new map. There we go. Hang on a minute. that's not filling up. Yeah, I want to talk to you about Jim's new map. So in the morning we'll do that. So I'll see you then. Okay, it's 8:35 in the morning. It's mid-autumn. I've just finished feeding the animals. They needed sorting out. Oh, the straw thing is working really well. There are all the bales. Yeah, I try not to pay too much attention to it. But what is working really well is that the ones I put on the ground in the straw. Where are we? In the straw triggers. Has worked perfectly. I think we're down to one bale left for the pigs. Why is that picking up? There we go. Now I've got to make a decision. I was going to do some cover cropping today, but it needs to be 6 degrees or above to plant, which is fine. But it needs to stay at that temperature to germinate. If it drops below, potentially could be germination failed, which would be a waste of time. So I'm thinking cover crop, I'm going to leave it because I can fertilise in the first growth stage. So I've got one bale left here. I put 10 in here, so it's taken 9 of them. As far as the cows go, I put a whole load in, didn't I? How many did I put in here? Loads. It's taken a load of those as well, and it's meant the straw has stayed nicely filled. As far as pigs go, our initial 10 went up to 56. We had doubled, we were up to 27, weren't we? We were 20, then 27, went up to 56 pigs. The cows, we're not far off some births there, I'll say not far off, a little while off. Sheep were a few that are nearly there, probably by spring, I'm just thinking middle and 3 months, maybe late winter, early spring. So yeah, we've got a lot of pigs on the go, which is great. So here's my dilemma, and here's what I've got to make a couple of decisions. The bunker silo is about 85% fermented. That won't be long now because I am going to need to make some more total mix ration fairly soon. I'm getting low. I do have some ingredients to make it, but not a huge amount. So let's have a look at, not that one, in this one. Now our 2 fields of potatoes. Field 9 is ready to be topped, so that's good to harvest. Field 10 isn't quite there yet. Our field 13... I thought it'd be ready to harvest now, and it's not. Now, they're all brown, they're not green still, so they're in that phase where they're almost ready to be harvested. And that's my dilemma. I'm going to do what I was intending to do today anyway, which is great. That's what I wanted to do, which is start on the potatoes. I can do these ones, but I won't be able to do those unless they're ready at some point during the day, which I don't know if they will be. As far as field 13 goes, here's the thing. Weather-wise, today doesn't look too bad. The temperature's going to start to drop. Tomorrow, high of 6 at midnight, but then by 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning, we're going to have a high of 3 degrees and rain. So harvesting them could be a problem if they're ready tomorrow. And then later on Thursday, it's showing like sleety snow, and the temperature drops even further. So the average temperature could go down to 0 by Saturday, 1 degree. I run the risk of losing that entire crop on field 13. So what I'm thinking I might do is we're going to get a forage harvester and we will silage harvest it. So we'll chaff it, but rather than put it into a bunker silo, we'll go and sell the chaff, because here on Sussex Farms there is the point over by Big Daddy Poplars where we can sell the chaff, and the machine there will then, you can then buy silage. But I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go. We're probably going to sell the chaff, and with the money we make from selling the chaff, we'll buy the constituent parts for the pig food, because we were going to get corn anyway, but I'm just thinking it might not be a bad idea. Or we could buy pig food. The money obviously has gone right up, which is great. We got about 53 grand from the biogas plant overnight, and about 20 something grand, 24 from the one single greenhouse here. So we're up to 281,000, which brings me on to the thing we're going to be doing now. We are diversifying, as you've probably already seen from the thumbnail. We can have a farm shop, and why not? So people will be able to come off the main road, come down here to the farm shop. We've got the placeable area, which is just past that little house there. We're going to have a little farm shop set up. So we'll be able to have people come and buy milk and eggs and soy and potatoes and that kind of thing. That's why I left the potato fields, or bought the potato fields, so we can put potatoes in there. That's today's plan. I know already I've done a load of stuff. I've done some contracts, I've done some bits and bobs, but that's what I want to get done. We'll at least get that field harvested, and hopefully the construction guys can get in and we can get our little farm shop set up. We'll get on with it. I'm not going to go for a massive potato harvester, simply because to lease that is 25,000. That's fairly pricey. Now I have got the money, but the point is, will I make that back on selling the potatoes? I might only just break even, in which case you ask yourself, what's the point? But I guess I'm spending out the money to do the farm shop anyway, so it's all going to kind of balance itself out. The other option will be to go down the route of one of the Keeler, maybe. The Roper Keeler 2. That's still going to cost me about just over £8,000, so it'll be a little bit slower, but it'll give the construction guys a bit of time to get the farm shop built. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm off to get a tractor. We'll go up to the store, we'll get the Keeler, because that does the topping as well. If you use the other one, the Grimmer one, you have to use the Holm topper as well. I'm thinking we'll use the Class, I think. Sorry, I know it's a lot of chat at this point. I'm just trying to explain where we are, what's happening, I can't go over those pigs. It's crazy, man. I mean, I know from when I did my kind of pig testing and that kind of thing, I knew they were prolific, but crazy. So, let's go and get this, and we'll make a start on that, and then we'll hopefully get the farm shop up and running. And that does also mean then when the cows start producing milk, we can put the milk in there. We haven't got any chickens yet, so we can't do eggs, but I'm thinking we might do some soybean fields in spring, ready to go through into next season. Anyway, that's the plan. That's how we're looking. It's all about thinking ahead, I think. Right, I've grabbed the Keeler 2. We're going to head over. Well, I'm going to set the worker off on the potatoes, and we need to go and grab, I just said wheel loader, but I think I might grab the little skid steer loader because there's some pallet forks down by the sheep. I have moved that recently because we've had a vending machine delivered too. That needs to be put in there. Now I know the vending machines, it's a bit of a weird twist on it. The premise being that if I've set up a farm shop, or there is a farm shop, I supply the farm shop, then people come to the farm shop to buy the stuff. So the vending machine is for people to come and buy from. For me, it's a sell point where I go and drop the stuff off, so I'm kind of being paid technically to drop the stuff off, and that's kind of how it works. I know technically a vending machine you're buying from, and it is a sell point. It's a bit of an odd one, but now I don't want to drive over the crops here, so I'm going to have to go the other side first, aren't I? Of course I am. And then what I'm thinking, if we've got enough money at some point, I'm going to buy the land in between all these fields, and I might join each side up, so I'll have 2 fields here. I did think about doing it all the way around the trees and having 4. I love the fact all the autumn colours are in again now, which is great. So, while this is setting off, it's going to take a while, but I don't mind that. Now, have they completed their task? Oh, they're not. Oh, come... Oh, yeah, the ground thing's still saying. Does that say 71%? How can there be 71% moisture? There's been no rain. So... What? What? Oh, great, okay. Well, I might have not put that on hold then. I might have to get onto the silaging. But I won't be able to do the crops over there either if they're too wet. Why is it so wet? I've had no rain. Ooh, lummy. Okay, I suppose the ground moisture maybe, because whereas normal crops, it's the crop moisture itself, I suppose the ground may be wet. You know what, I may be getting to a point where I may have to turn off crop moisture, you know, because that's becoming a bit of a pain. Okay, well that hasn't worked to plan. Well anyway, while I'm walking over, and I'm going to go and get the wheel loader so I can at least move the stuff for the farm shop. Alien Jim, who made this map, his new map, it's a work in progress at the moment. If you want to check it out and see what he's doing, he doesn't put as much stuff on Facebook now because he's got a Discord server. So if you go onto Discord and find Alien Jim, mine's gone blank. Alien Jim, let's have a look. Alien Jim FS mods on Discord. There's regular updates on it's called No Man's Land, and it's a whole new. Well, it's his usual magic that he does. It's going to be a start from scratch kind of pioneering type thing. And I was only saying that recently with the update for whole Macra about doing a kind of pioneer series, which is kind of like start from scratch, but you've got to clear the land too. He did a bit of that on Sussex Farms. There's a little bit on here where you can clear the yard and that kind of thing. But this is kind of like a forestry map that you can clear. But don't be discouraged and think, oh, forestry, I don't like forestry. What he's doing, as he always does, which is just incredible. There's only going to be two fixed points. One's going to be the store, and I think there's going to be one sell point that are fixed. Everything else on it will be placeables. He's worked on and has made a placeable BGA, placeable sawmill, greenhouses, tomatoes and lemons. He's done a placeable workshop, sweet shop, all sorts of amazing stuff. But what he's also done, like he did on this map where you can remove the hedge collisions or you can remove the hedges completely, and on Mercury Farms he did it so you could remove all the fences and fence posts and that kind of thing. On this new one, No Man's Land, there's a couple of spots where you can go, and if you don't want to do forestry but you do want to do a kind of, you know, a start from scratch, build the map and stuff how you want to, you can remove all of the trees in one go and all of the rocks from it as well. So as per usual, he's just, what a legend. It's just he's always thinking about what, you know, and like I said before, he listens to feedback, and people will say, I like this, I don't like that, I would like a map where I can do this and the other, and he kind of takes all that on board and works out what he thinks would be a nice player's map, you know. And he said right from the outset, this is going to be, it's a console map. He wants to make it for console. This is not going to be PC only or anything like that. He wants to do a console map, and that's what he's aiming for. And I just think that's fantastic. And I can only imagine between now and then, knowing what perfectionist he is. And he did also say he doesn't like to go on and play his own maps because he sees all the things he wishes he could have done better or taken more time over or perfected more. I think everyone's going to always be like that, aren't they? If you're that sort of person, which Jim is, you kind of get to a point you think, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, I could have done this better. At some point you do have to stop and say, you know what, it's done. And I think he just does a brilliant job of that, he really does. So what do we have here? We have a sell point here that will do, I think it does soy, potatoes, straw, and wool and cotton. We've got a potato box over the back here, like so. But you can also put a vending machine, one of the automats, in the side for milk and eggs, which we're going to do. I'm probably going to put it right at the front here, actually. Yeah, probably. There are light switches too, so we'll unpack that and we'll put it there in a second. This one, I wanted to get a mixture to give myself options, because this puts different kind of sell point tabs in the menu, and they will also vie for price. This one is the potato box, and actually the best price for potatoes at the moment is at here. So when you sell it here, it kind of fills that box. People will come, they open it up, and they buy the potatoes. They can buy a bag of potatoes and do whatever they want to do. That doesn't have to remain open. You can close it. It's entirely up to you. So yeah, I thought we'll give ourselves a few options. So this is our little farm shop setup. We're going to be going with. But what I will do is unpack this. That's the front. I switched it around this time. Go to the back. Right, we're unpacked, I think. Now, these aren't always particularly favourable. I probably should have moved it then unpacked it. But I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to get the forks underneath it. I think I can. Or maybe not. Oh no, I shouldn't have unpacked it first. My bad. I don't think there's any way of reboxing it, is there? Pretty sure it is as it is now. Oh, maybe not. Excellent, right. So if I move that first... Still doesn't want to go under. That's pretty much on the ground. I can't... I might have to order a new one. I'll just tell him it arrived broken. It was damaged on arrival. Oh, blimey. Okay, bear with me a minute. I'm going to have to try and sort this out. You don't want to see me fiddling around trying to get this to work. Right. That'll do. It's a little bit of an angle, but it's not horrendous. So, that's how farm shop's set up. Now, yeah, I have to wait for potatoes. So, am I going to sort out a forage harvester? I did think about using the new John Deere ones, but they are a little bit pricey to lease. There are cheaper forage harvesters to lease, but I don't know. I'm at a little bit of a loss now, to be totally honest with you. I was so convinced that the crop would be ready, and that potato's 71% moisture. That's madness. Surely that's got to be wrong. Anyway, I'm going to take this back and I'll have a bit to think on that. I'll go over and check the crop on field 13, see what the moisture level's like on that, because although it's not ready to harvest, you can silage harvest before. Maybe it will just work anyway. It may not worry about that, it might just be harvesting. I don't know, I'll have to check it out. So literally 2 minutes after last speaking to you and taking the thing down, the symbol went for the wet ground, and I came over. I thought, oh, I'll just turn on the harvester again, and it started harvesting. Don't ask me. I don't get it. It's not making any sense whatsoever. But it doesn't matter. We can get these potatoes cleared off this field, and then we'll take them over to our new sell point, our new bit of the farm shop, and hopefully we'll make a bit of money on the potatoes. Then I can repurpose these fields, and we can sort out where we're going to go from there. I just thought we might as well have the shops up because of the situation with the cows and the milk, and it's right by where we're going to be producing the milk, so we can take it straight to there and put it into our own little farm shop. It does mean there's more of a relevance. We can do potatoes more often because we know we can, you know, we have got the sweet potato sell point and that kind of thing, but the prices are pretty good. So I mean, to be fair, I've always kind of, well, I haven't actually done them a disservice. I think potatoes and sugar beet is one of those things I've tried to do on every Let's Play. I haven't done them on all Let's Plays, but I've tried to. They are very labour intensive, they take a long time to do, because the harvesting machinery, unless you're paying through the nose for the really expensive machinery, you don't get a huge amount of choice really with potato and sugar beet harvesting. Sugar beet's a little bit better, potato harvesting is not as good. Why is it going that way? That doesn't make any sense. Right, it's a problem with hiring a worker. And the thing is, I've always said the price is very low, but the yield is incredibly high. You can make very good money doing potatoes and sugar beet because of the amount you get off of these fields. The yield is ridiculous. Ridiculous? But it, like I say, it does take a long time to do compared to other crop types. And I guess the seeding can be a bit of a faff. It's a bit, you know, if you know, it requires a lot of seed. Or if you keep potatoes by from the last harvest you've done, you can use the potatoes as your seed, which is, you know, that's a fantastic way of doing it. So yeah, I kind of probably do them a disservice. They're still a very productive crop, and I think even when you've got prices around, some maps you got like 250, 300 for 1,000 litres, Some are a little bit better, some are worse. Some you get less than 200 for 1,000. So you do have to do a lot to make any money, but they do produce a lot. Like I say, the yield is incredibly good. So I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the worker off on here, I think. Problem is now, if I drive over the crop, it's going to damage it. It hasn't completed this task. Yeah. So the first full load's going to be the telling one, how much we're going to kind of make potentially. We'll take him to our new sale point, and I don't know, we'll just see how we go. I mean, it's just a test, isn't it? It's just to have a see how it works out. Why not? And it's something a little bit different, isn't it? I think I used the roper keeler on Ravenport way back, didn't I? Right at the start, if I recall correctly. Slightly sloping hill, field 18, was it? Something like that. Isn't it weird? I can remember some things, other things, nothing. Just gone out your head completely. So, right, I'm going to let the worker carry on here. I don't know where he's going, but I'll let him carry on. And I'm going to whiz over to field 13, check the crop over there. I really do think I'm going to silage harvest it, and then we'll sell the chaff. I think that's the best route, because I really am concerned. If I leave it and chance my arm, and it's kind of roll the dice, take my chance, see what happens, I could lose the crop. Or I could lose big patches of it, or, you know, I really don't want to risk that. And again, that's the beauty of seasons. You really having to think about stuff, and you either gamble, take a chance, and it can pay off, or you can gamble, take a chance, and it's a nightmare, or you do it early and then wish you'd have waited, because I could do it early and then find I don't get any frost, I don't get any cold weather, it doesn't drop as low as I thought, but you're never quite sure, are you? Loving it. Right, coming up on field 13. Let's get that out. 21%. Okay, so a little bit drier. It's only 83% grown, it's not 100% yet. But you can normally silage harvest when it's green, so I know it's not green now, but oh man, I don't know what to do for the best. I'm just going to have to make a decision and go with it. Whether I decide to do, we'll see. I don't think I'm going to get more growth out of this now. We're into autumn. I thought maybe if we got a little bit of growth, 33%, maybe 67%, I could get another cut out of this and put a load of grass into storage for the sheep over the winter, but I don't think we're going to get another cut. Right then, first full load. I'm using the new Agramash. We're getting our first fertilising state on. Let's go and check out our farm shop and see how much we can make on the first full load. First thing I want to be able to do is cover the lease of the potato harvester. That kind of makes sense. That's the first step. Anything over above that is gravy. The thing about it is, I think a lot of times when you buy stuff in game, you're always trying to offset the cost and think about how quickly you can make that money back and that kind of thing. And these are long-term investments in the real world. You know, you invest in a piece of machinery, you invest in a new barn, you're looking at, you know, potentially that barn could last into the next generation and the next generation's lifetimes. It's not going to be a quick fix, quick repayment type thing. Actually, you know what, I'm going to try the potato box. Hopefully the trigger will come up. Let's see, shall we? I'm reckoning on about 10 grand, which is pretty good for potatoes for only 21,000 litres, but the price is pretty good. Do I need to open the box? I don't really, do I? Let's see. Or maybe not. Why did I think 10 grand? That's as much as it would take. Oh, 11,293, and we've still got a little bit of... That's good. That's a good price for potatoes. Happy with that. I'm assuming the box is full. So it obviously has a limit to what it can process or take at any given time. And we hit that. So it's got to be around... Mind you, no, not even 20,000 litres. But we do have other options for our potatoes. So what we'll do is back up to this one. We'll stock this for potato. Oh, I can do that one. Doesn't matter, I'm getting triggers coming up all over the place. There we go. Stick them in there. That's not a bad payout. Okay, well that's our first full load, and we've more than covered the cost of the lease and the potato harvest, so that's good. The fields themselves, the investment in the fields, that's a long-term investment because we'll be able to reuse those over and over and over again, which is fantastic. What I've also done, I've taken on another contract. We have got one for transport from transport company to MrSealyp, and we have also got one that I'm going to take on after that, which is fertilising field 1 right up on the top there, one of the big fields. Let's get our money back up again, and then for all intents and purposes we've paid for the new buildings and stuff once we've done that. The only reason I started going across the field in this one was so I had a bit of turning room at this end, because I didn't like coming up over here over the rocks and stuff. But to be honest with you, it's about square now, so it doesn't really matter which way around it goes. I think we will swap it around though. Let's... Oh, we've got 6,000 litres. You know what? Let's unload. While we're here, we might as well. Pipe out. Let's back up over here. He says. It's going well so far. What? Why won't this unload? There we go. Happy days. I'm pleased with that. I wonder how long it takes to process. How quickly you can go back and put more potatoes into that trigger. Whether it's like the biogas plant and stuff like that, where it takes a while to gradually process. Right, field 9 is clear. We're in the process of converting over, prepping it. So it's having a fertiliser stake partly done, haven't finished completely. I've got the plough over because it does need ploughing, so that's being ploughed. The Lamborghini's up on field 1, doing the contract up on field 1, and I did the transport job from the transport company to MrSealyp. Now I think I've got too much in the harvester. My concern now is, just seems to be making my life difficult. I don't think that next field will be ready until tomorrow. So what do I do about the harvester? If I keep hold of it, I'll get clobbered for leasing fee at midnight, but is that less than leasing it again new? I thought you just get charged for another entire day, in which case I might as well just get rid of it and then get a fresh, clean one, because this is looking a little bit dirty, I'll be honest. The class, the wear and tear on it went absolutely mad. I just had to do some repair on that, and that cost me just over £1,000. But we've got another full load, so that's 42,000 litres so far we've got off this field, and there's a little bit more to come. I need to stop that plough in a minute, otherwise I'm going to catch up with myself. Now the other thing as well, because my Lamborghini's up on field 1 doing fertilising, the fertiliser is running very low, so we're at that point. I said a couple of episodes back that when we need to buy new fertiliser, we can test out the new the Massey Ferguson 356 loader to see how well it copes with the heavier pallets. So we'll have to do that in a minute. So I'm going to check now and see whether or not I can load into the potato box again, or whether or not I'm going to need to do a different point. Let's see what happens, shall we? Contract on field 1 finished. Okay, so it's obviously a time thing. Not bad. So we've made about 22 grand so far, which is pretty good for potatoes. It's only a small field as well. So let's back that up. So the next load of that one, another £1,000. I'm pleased. The farm shop thing's going to work well. I think to make the most of that, because you can do cotton and wool there as well. We'll keep an eye on the wool price, because when we get into spring, we'll be selling woolen products. If we can sell them there, we might make better money than at the spinnery or at the edge sale point. We'll keep a track on that, but it gives us more options. That's the thing. The more options you've got for sell points, the better you can bounce around and pick the best prices. So all good. I'm going to pop up to the store. We'll get a couple of pallets of fertiliser. I think we've come to the end of the episode, because to be fair, I can't do anything on field 10 yet, can't do anything on field 13 yet. I'm just repurposing field 9 now, which is what we need to be doing. It's going to be very busy in spring, because we've got a lot of fields now. Well, we've got to say a lot. We've got a few fields. So what I'll do, don't know why I brought the trailer back. That was silly, wasn't it? Don't need it yet. Although I can leave it over here ready for the next potato harvest con. Let's just pop it over here, shall we? And I'll clear the field, move some stuff, and get on with the prep work. Right, we have collected on the contract on field 2. I've just moved the fertiliser spreader. Oh no, it doesn't like it. That's actually worse than the wheel loader. Considering the engine's all over the back. Yeah, there you go. It's just run out. Right, one at a time. I think I'm better off with the wheel loader, in all honesty. The wheel loader, the skid steer loader. Or the small one anyway. I know this is a skid steer loader, but that's not liking it. Well, there you go. And on that mild disappointment, I think we come to the end of the episode. Field 9 is being re-prepped. I just remembered I moved the Keeler 2. I've still got 1,600 litres of potatoes in it, so that will go to be sold as well. The farm store's working out alright. That's exactly how it should be. Contracts are continuing, just so we can keep the money going up. And I'm probably going to buy that bit of land in between fields 7, 8, 9 and 10. That way we can have a bit of a fiddle around, I think. Plough between them, expand them a little bit so we can make them a little bit bigger. I think that's probably going to be the next step and the next investment. Between now and the next episode, I need to make that decision on what I'm going to do with the field 13. I'm thinking silaging is going to be the way to go, and then buying the feed I need. It's annoying, it is what it is, but it's my own fault. I left the seeding too late. But yeah, that's all part and parcel. That's the fun of the game, isn't it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Got a bit more done. We are moving forwards, ever forwards, creeping slowly towards a goal. I say our goal, I don't know what the goal is, what I'm intending to do, but we are moving closer towards whatever it may be. So, if you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, or whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.